I was sent over this contraption to try and test out for you guys. It does multiple things. It vacuums. It's an air duster, high powered. It inflates and deflates air beds and pool toys and all that other stuff that needs inflation. So let's take an up close look at the product, what it comes with, and some things that you can do with it. This is the main component. So it has two ends. It has your inlet and your outlet. So the airflow goes this way. So depending on what you're doing, depends on where you put those attachments. So the instruction manual that comes with it, easy to follow, just a few pages. There's more languages than one in there, which is why it's so thick. It is USB charged, so it's gonna last at full power for about 10 minutes at a time. That's gonna be enough time to do most little things, I think, for me, as far as vacuuming something up or blowing off the computer or whatever the case is, and then you can recharge it. When it's charging, it is gonna flash red as it charges. Once it's fully charged, it's gonna give a white light so you know it's completely charged. That's where the USB is to charge it. So you just plug it in, get your adapter on the other end, and you're good to go. To turn it on, you do have to hold it down and it will turn on. It has 2 speeds, so let's turn it on. That's the lower power. The first one was the high power, and you hold it down and it will turn off. The product comes with 3 different inflation valves. You have the short one, and it's got a pretty wide opening there. You have the long, narrow one, and you also have this super narrow one, and that's gonna be more for like pool inflation devices like that. If you're blowing up that air mattress and then you need to deflate it, it also comes with a large short one that is used for deflating. If you're inflating, you just take the inflation one that you need. There are some tabs on the top there, and it just goes in. You turn it to lock it, and you're all set. There is a lock and an unlock on there so you know which way to turn it. The back end is the same way. Again, the product goes on and you twist it to lock it in place. Let's take an up close look at the vacuum pieces. The first piece you're gonna get is the vacuum piece. Underneath, you can open this up. It untwists. In here, you're gonna have your HEPA filter, so it's gonna untwist again. There's your filter. Put it back on, goes back together, goes back in here. The other piece you're gonna get is the brush and the crevice tool. The crevice tool and brush simply snap onto the front of the vacuum piece, and then you can slide that back if you need the crevice tool, or it's gonna go forward for the brush. I also found that if needed, you can just take that off and use the crevice tool only. I use this in multiple places, both the vacuum and the blowing the air. I used it on my computer keyboard and in vacuum mode, and it really got everything off of that computer out from between the keys. I really liked how easy it was to vacuum it out instead of me blowing compressed air across it all over the place. I also used it in the lint trap of my dryer because we always get lint that never makes it to the trap and always hangs out around the sides. It did pretty good for that. I could actually get my crevice tool into there, and on my regular vacuum, I can barely maneuver it around. I tried it on the rug coming up the steps from my garage. It actually took up little pieces of rock and debris out of the rug. So it's pretty powerful for what it can do, even though it's small. I think it's gonna be really good for small areas like your keyboard and those hard to reach areas with a big vacuum. This is definitely gonna come in handy to try to get some of those smaller areas. As far as blowing air around, I think it has a pretty powerful fan. I like how it was able to move pine straw across my deck. I also really like the fact that it's kind of self-cleaning, because after I was done vacuuming, I just took the filter apart and blew out all the pieces of the vacuum to get myself back to a clean filter. I really like this. It's multifunction, it's compact, it's easy to charge and have ready to go when you need it. Guys, I hope this helps you decide on if this is a good product for you.